Gonna update some things on the YouTube. Okay. All right. Okay. We are good to go. Let's go get warmed up. Do a couple free kit runs.
Nothing here to see, just box on rails. Raiders, take your seat. Launching in
It's
five.
freezing. Whoa. I gotta go throw my laundry in real quick before I forget about it.
The East Brock recycling station's full again. It will be emptied at some point.
Medical emergency, tunnel 6. Paramedics needed.
If you've been hoarding supplies, now's the time to share. Or don't. Whatever.
Set an alarm for 1 hour and 50 minutes.
There. Your alarm's set for 3.
Actually, there's something I want to try.
This is how you get your game from looking like this to this. So you're gonna want to open up your NVIDIA app and make sure NVIDIA.
Okay. Yeah, NVIDIA app opened, right? Nope, that's not.
Your overlay and game filters are both turned on. So now once you're in game, you're gonna want to press Alt Z, go over to game filters, and then copy these settings.
Hmm. Isn't it working?
Settings. Copy these filters, and then copy over to game filters. And then copy these settings. This is how you get your game from looking like this to this. So you're gonna want to open up your NVIDIA app and make sure NVIDIA overlay and game filters are both turned on. So now once you're in game, you're gonna want to press Alt Z, go over to game filters, and then copy these.
How? Ah, there we go. Tint color all the way down. Tint intensity all the way down. Temperature 0. Vibrance 26. -4, 16, 100. -30, 0. 0, 10, 100, 0.
This is how you get your.
Oh, well, I'm gonna try it. Philomontis is gonna be the perfect practice ground for it. There's tons of dark areas.
Closing rails, reruns, go, go, forklift, send the chargers.
I gotta turn my light up. Now there's not a glare on the screen. My FPS is not liking this, though. My FPS is really not liking this.
Oh, the karma thing. I'll be your soldier. Oh shit. Help.
Wait, you just rezzed the guy that killed the other guy. That's been above me.
But I would suggest static. And then moving down to quality, these are the settings that really matter. I'll just give you a good look there if you don't want to hear my explanations. But for view distance, generally, if you can handle it, I'd want it on epic just so you can see people super far away. These are the settings that really matter. TX global illumination in a third-person game allows you to see more people. Quality, and then turned off as it introduces to it as high as you can for whatever series graphics card you have. As you can see when you turn it on, that basically grays out the VSync, the NVIDIA reflex low latency, and the frame rate. If you do have this disabled, I'd suggest having VSync turned off as it introduces more latency when it's turned on. Leave the NVIDIA reflex low latency on, and then frame rate limit I put to like 400 or something like that. But if you do have this on, I'd suggest turning it up as high as you can. And then moving down here for your DLSS quality, I'd have this on quality. If you need more FPS, you could turn it to like performance, but this on, I'd suggest turning it up as high as you can. And then moving down here for your DLSS quality, I'd have this on quality. If you need more FPS, you could turn it to like performance, but ideally you would have this disabled. I'd suggest having VSync turned off as it introduces or something like that. But if you do have this on, I'd suggest turning it up as high as you can. And then moving down here for your DLSS quality, I'd have this on quality. If you need more FPS, you could turn it to like performance, but ideally you would have this on quality. And then for your DLSS model, Transformer is better than the CNN, so ideally you would run on Transformer as well, but it does use more of your GPU. Single player games, it's okay to pick up a bunch of GPIC, but I would distance. Generally, if you can handle it, I'd want it on Epic just so you can see people super far away. If you can't handle that, then high or medium, as high as you can go on the view distance for sure. Then anti-aliasing, definitely turn this to low. If you're getting like artifacts along corners, you could turn it up to maybe medium, but I think low is pretty solid. Shadows you want on medium, I find they look a little bit weird on low. I think medium looks better. If you have to turn it to low though, because it does have a pretty big impact on GPU performance. Then post-processing I also have on medium. I think this just looks, turn on an in-game performance overlay if you want. They have settings in the inactive window energy savings. If for show reload progress, it just shows how far you are through a reload. I definitely want this on. Then show damage direction, it shows you where you got shot from. Again, I'd probably work, but I would highly suggest turning this off if you're a console player. If you're a PC player, I don't think it really matters. I don't think the aim assist is crazy in this game, so I don't think it matters that much. I would suggest setting your server to your server. You don't want to be put in a different server that lowers your ping, or I guess raises your ping. So North America, that's where I am. Then you can link your Discord if you want. It makes it easier to add people and join Discord as well. That's just their Discord. Moving on to our controls. Their controls are pretty solid, but I did change a few of them. I think jump on spacebar, all of that is pretty standard and fine. Sprint was on shift and it was on hold. I changed it to toggle, and on caps lock I think it's a lot easier. You don't have to hold the button all the time. It frees up your pinky for opening your map, hitting tab, etc., stuff like that. Then at crouch, controls like fine, but I like C a lot better, and I think that C on toggle is that's a pretty big mouse pad. And then controller, mouse pad, so pretty big mouse pad. And then controller, there's
So this guy plays at 800 DPI at 30. So
board. My sensitivity is on 35. I'm still adjusting this, but I think it's pretty solid. For reference, my DPI is 800, and I have about a 1 foot by 1 foot mouse pad, so pretty big mouse pad. And then controller, there's really not too much to say here. I don't play on a controller, so I don't really know. Yeah, I can't help you with that. So anyways, those are my settings for Arc Raiders. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, hit that like button. It would really help me out. And other than that, if you want to catch my future guides, feel free to subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all have a wonderful week, and I'll see you next time.
okay, well, doesn't make me feel so bad about trying this 26. If my FPS still suffers, I'm gonna take this filter off. Because honestly, I mean, I haven't noticed a huge change, but I have noticed is my FPS going down. I guess right about the North American servers, because that could be why there's been so much fucking desync lately. Because every now and then I'll have a game where the desync is terrible. I'll get shot from behind a wall. I don't know if playing on a NA server will help that, but we're gonna try it. Frame generation definitely needs to be off. Not a huge fan of this filter being on, not gonna lie. It's really not helping that much. Try Night Raid just to see what it looks like, but it really doesn't feel like it's helping that much. All it's doing is tanking my FPS.
Forklift, make room to 3 spot, closing the rail.
Have your eyes adjusted to the dark yet, Raider? Loot is ripe for the picking while most of Toledo is asleep, though my suppliers say that Ark is twice as vigilant after sunset.
And yeah, I can see a lot, but I don't like having
This is how you get your game from looking like this to this. So you're going to want to open up your NVIDIA app and make sure NVIDIA overlay and game filters are both turned on. So now once you're in game, you're going to want to press Alt-Z, go over to game filters, and then copy these settings. This is how you get your game from looking like this to...
I think I only want 50. Don't get me wrong, I could definitely see better, but like I don't know. I can see better, but is it worth it? I don't think it is. Hugh doesn't like this at all.
Hey, listen, you look your guy over my guy. How about that? I didn't even want to fight you, but. Alright. I respect it, hey.
Oh, that desync was wild though.
What's up?
That desync was wild though. You shot me here when you were over on the other side of the room.
I had the angle the whole time.
No, you had some crazy desync, dog. Let me try something. I'm gonna stop the stream.